What it is, what it do. I'm A1, this is The Division, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a few different ways on how to find people to play with in The Division. Now before I go into detail over how some of these outside sources can help you find people to play with in The Division, I do want to quickly point out that there are a couple features in game that can help you find people to play with. At every safe house there is a matchmaking station which you can walk up to and select, and you'll be given the option to select either a free roam or a dark zone matchmaking mode. Also, if you pull up your map and look at the bottom, you'll see the tab that says matchmaking, which will give you the option to invite other players or join other players in safe houses, or you can join your friends around the map. And if you hover your icon over nobody, it'll give you the option to auto match with other agents. And the last feature in The Division that allows you to play with other players is the option to join other players when you're doing story missions. So if you go to the beginning of any story mission, you'll see the option that says find agents and set difficulty. And from there, you can matchmake with other people. So yeah, in this video, I'm going to be showing you a couple outside sources to help you find people to play with. But I did want to point out that there are a few features that allows you to play with other players within the game itself. I wouldn't necessarily consider these to be the best options to find people to play with, because you're basically going to get matched up with random people. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you a couple other ways to find people to play with in The Division, and hopefully some of these outside sources can match you up with people who are trying to do the same exact thing as you. Now before I go over to different websites, I do want to quickly mention that you can feel free to use the comment section below. The first thing I would recommend doing is to scroll down to the comment section, click on newest first instead of top comment. That way you'll see the most recent comments. And then just scroll down the comments until you find somebody that matches your criteria. Now if you want others to add you, feel free to leave a comment below. Just make sure in that comment you put what console you're playing on, your PSN or gamer tag, and what activity you plan on doing, whether it's side missions, story missions, dark zone, or whether you're trying to build up your base operations, different wings. And the last thing you should do is include what level you are as well as your dark zone level. There's also a couple other things you can put in that comment, but these are more or less optional. You can list what type of class you have, whether it's the tank, the healer, or the damage. You can also put whether you have a microphone or not, and whether you're looking for other people that have a microphone or not. You can also list what region you're from so you can find other people who are in the same area as you. That way you'll be playing at the same time. And the last thing you can put in your comment that's optional is if you prefer to play with people who are a certain age. So if you're trying to play with people who are 21 and over or something like that, you can put that in your comment as well. But you definitely want to make sure that you put your gamer tag, PSN, your console, which activity you plan on playing, as well as your level and your dark zone level. So yeah, feel free to use the comment section below. It's definitely worked for some other games that I've uploaded, and I have a feeling it'll work for this one as well. Now that we get that over with, I'm going to quickly go over a couple different websites that I will leave a link to in the description. The first one is called The 100, and this is one I've never used personally, but I've heard nothing but great things about it, especially with previous games. So I'll leave a link to this one in the description. Again, all you have to do is just fill out your information and it'll put you in a group. And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see a list of featured groups that you can join. The next website I wanted to go over is called thedivisionlfg.org, which again I will leave a link to in the description. And with this website you can either list your agent, which will make other players add you. And when you list your agent, you have to select your platform, your language, you put in your gamertag PSN, as well as your level, whether you have a microphone or not, and what activity you're trying to do. So yeah, you can either list your agent with that information, or you can just scroll down a little bit and look at other agents who have posted their info, and you can add the ones that meet your criteria. And this isn't one that I've used personally, but I imagine it's a pretty good one to use. Alright, so for this next website, this one's called thedivisionlfg.com, and I have used this one before with a previous game. It's very easy to use. It's pretty straightforward. If you want to put in your information, you want to click on list my agent. Then you have to put in your console, your gamertag PSN, what class you plan on playing as well as your level, your dark zone level, whether you want people with a microphone or not. And you also need to select which activity you plan on playing, whether it's the dark zone or story missions or free roam or things like that. So if you want to post your own information and have people add you, you want to click on list my agent. If you want to find other people, then you want to select the criteria in the filter. You're going to select the console, the activity, the levels, and the classes as well as the microphone option. And once you filled out that filter, all you have to do is scroll down and you'll see a list of players who are looking for other people to play the division with. Again, this website is very straightforward and it's very easy to use. Definitely one that I would recommend trying out. And the last one I'm going to go over is the subreddit called Division Clans. And I would recommend using this one if you're either looking for a clan or if you're trying to start your own clan. Then you can try out that website as well, which again, I'll leave a link to in the description. Anyways, the last thing I wanted to mention before I go is that if you wanted to play in a dark zone with other people, keep in mind that there are brackets. So the first bracket is level 1 to level 14. So if your level's between 1 and 14, you can play with anybody else who's between level 1 and 14. The next bracket is 15 to 19. So if you're level 15, you'll be able to play with anybody in the dark zone who's between level 15 and 19. The next bracket is 20 to 24, and then 25 to 29, and then there's a level 30 bracket, I believe. Technically, I don't know because I haven't reached level 30 yet, but I believe that's how it works. So you want to make sure that if you're playing in the dark zone, you put your level in the comments, or you can find other people who have a level similar to yours. So you'll be in the same dark zone bracket. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got when it comes to finding other players to play the division with. If there's any other websites that you think are useful that I didn't mention, be sure to let everybody know in the comments. And if it's really useful, I'll add a link to it in the description. Anyways, that'll do it for this video. If you enjoyed it or found it useful, don't forget to do what you do. I'm A1. Thanks for watching.